Minimalism has swept the world with its dark shirts, beanies, and large biceps. Oh wait, sorry, that's Matt Diavella, not minimalism. I sometimes get them confused. Minimalism really has swept the world, but I don't think a lot of people understand what it means. I didn't even really consider myself a minimalist until I made this video. Essentialism, on the other hand, is like minimalism's cousin. He's way less cool on the outside and less hipster, but he's a lot nicer once you get to know him. I'm not sure if that was a good analogy, but we're gonna go with it anyway. So originally this video was gonna be about a quote I heard one time about essentialism, and that was, "Essentialism is warm minimalism." And I really liked that quote. I thought it captured it well, and that's kind of the opinion that I held. So I really set out to make this comparison, painting a negative picture of minimalism, because I didn't think that I liked it, I didn't think I was a minimalist, and I didn't think that was the best philosophy to have. But the more I looked into it, the more I identified with the people who were writing and talking about minimalism. And the more I did that, well, I realized that I was a minimalist at heart. I'm gonna try to illustrate the difference that I think most people see between these two by telling you a small story. And if you don't know what essentialism is, I'm going to cover it in this story. When I was about 14 years old, I went to visit my sister and her family in Arizona, where she was living at the time. And she mentioned the word minimalism to me, and I remember kind of like turning my head like, minimalism? What does that mean? The word itself just sounded really steely, to be honest. So I asked her what it meant, and she explained the concept of purposefully keeping less things around your house. Maybe it was the house that I grew up in or the fact that I was 14 years old, but I just really liked stuff. And I couldn't see why anybody would want less of it. So I went on with my life just like any other normal 14-year-old. And either at the end of my junior or senior year, I can't remember, a friend of mine recommended the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown. The name really intrigued me, and since I've always been an audiobook fiend, I just downloaded it on Audible and listened to it. The book was amazing. I think I've read it 8 times since then, and I continue to refer back to parts of it nearly daily. I really just love everything it talks about. My main takeaway from Essentialism is that it didn't have to do with what I owned, it had to do with how I spent my time. In the book, Greg McKeown talks about finding your essential intent, which is really just the purpose of your life. Then he talks about how your life should only be focused on that essential intent. So anything that detracts from the purpose of your life shouldn't be part of your life. I love what Greg says. It isn't enough just to be busy or productive. We have to ask ourselves the question, what are we busy or productive about? You and I need to decide where we can have our highest point of impact and then focus only on those things. That's the core logic of essentialism. Let me share my favorite part of the book with you. I really love this part. I might just go into like a fancy voiceover right here with some like cool footage, or I don't know, I might not. Today, essentialism is not just something I do. An essentialist is something I am steadily becoming. At first, it was a few deliberate choices, then it grew into a lifestyle, and then it changed me at my very core. I continue to discover almost daily that I can do less and less in order to contribute more. What being an essentialist means to me is best illustrated in the little moments. It means choosing to wrestle with my children on the trampoline instead of going to a networking event. Choosing to exchange time on Facebook for a regular call with my 93-year-old grandfather. Choosing to turn down a recent offer to be a lecturer at Stanford, since I knew it meant time away from spreading the message of essentialism through my lectures and being with family. So anyway, that's my story with essentialism. You can see, hopefully, how much I love essentialism and how much it has changed my life. And I think you can also see exactly what Matt Diavella means when he says that minimalism has a PR problem. The word itself just sounds standoffish. So anyways, when I was preparing to make this video and doing a lot of research on minimalism and essentialism, that's where I was coming at the question from. One thing that I really loved, and one that I just thought was for hipsters with large biceps and beanies. Hey, sorry. I'm interrupting this video to let you know that while I was making it, I felt like a hypocrite. I've been running my own business for about a year now, but deep down I knew I wanted something more out of life, more out of my career, and it was making this video that motivated me to actually take the jump and leave the business that I run and start full-time as of today, which is March 20th, 2020. It really was making this video and putting it out to people like you that motivated me to make the hard decision to practice what I preach and leave a pretty good, steady income to start this YouTube channel. It's a little uncertain, and I don't know how long it'll take me to start making money from it, but deep down I know it's the right choice for me and I know it's what I want to do. With that said, I just want to invite you personally to help support the channel by leaving a like and a comment below this video. It really helps videos like this get out to more people when you just engage with it. It kind of signals to YouTube that this is a good video. And since this is my livelihood now, I need as much of that to happen as possible. I really appreciate anything you can do with this video or future videos or past videos to help get them in front of more people. It really does mean the world to me. So anyways, getting back to the video, we're gonna look at a Venn diagram that goes over the differences between minimalism and essentialism that I think you will absolutely love. That really lets you know how they work and how to make them work for you. So let's talk about this Venn diagram. On the left we have minimalism, which has three core parts. It condemns consumerism, it's primarily external, and it focuses on having less stuff. On the right, we have essentialism, which condemns busyness. It's primarily internal and it focuses on the pursuit of less. The part where the Venn diagram overlaps interests me more than the differences. And the three things that I think fit here are: one, intentionality. Being a minimalist and being an essentialist both require that you be intentional, both about what you own and what you do with your life. Secondly, I think both of these philosophies are about freedom. Freedom from objects or careers as status symbols, and freedom from modern mania. What I mean by modern mania is social media, news outlets, Netflix, anything that distracts us and keeps us from going down the path that we know we're destined to follow. But guys, here's where it gets crazy. The more I thought about these two things, the more I realized that not only do they overlap, but they really mirror each other. It's like there's a minimalism mirror and there's an essentialism mirror, and they both look at each other and the things just go back and forth forever. Let me explain what I mean by that. Have you ever noticed that the state of your life almost exactly matches the state of your bedroom? Your life is pretty much an exact mirror of how organized and clean your living space is. In other words, the physical is a mirror of the emotional, mental, and spiritual. And I know you're thinking, Keaton, you're crazy, but I'm being dead serious. If your closet is stuffed to the brim with old stuff that you don't need, you probably have a lot of baggage in your past that you need to take care of. And if you got clothes strewn all over the floor in your room, you're probably having a rough day, week, month, or year. It's not that difficult to see how the physical mirrors the non-physical. A clean room, a simple living space equals a clean, simple, happy life. I'm not kidding. If you want to change your life, focus on mastering and changing your environment. Get rid of everything you don't need. Keep things clean and you'll keep your life clean. Right now I'm actually working on a video called My 30-Day Minimalism Game. The game I'm playing is that I have to give away one thing in increasing order for 30 days. So on day 1 I give away one thing, on day 2 I give away 2 things, on day 10 I give away 10 things, etc. Purging my possessions has motivated me and liberated me to purge my life of the things that I don't need. At the end of this, basically what I mean to say is be a minimalist to become an essentialist. We need to start with mastering the physical to eventually gain control of the non-physical. Thanks for watching, guys. It really does mean so much that you're here watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.